Hello and welcome back to another FBI video, where in this video, of course, it's my transfer plans video ahead of Game Week 3. Now obviously Game Week 2 is still going on right now. We've got Crystal Palace Arsenal tonight, so I'm praying to God that none of my Arsenal players get injured tonight, because that really muck up my video and my plans, my transfer plans completely. So I'm going to take the gamble anyway and put this out before the Arsenal game, but yeah, let's hope to God that there's no Arsenal injuries. With that being said then, so this first transfer is of course directed at my team only. The rest of the transfers are all recommendation transfers, obviously for players that are highly owned who I reckon you should probably think about getting rid of at the minute. But yeah, this first one here, João Pedro to Jackson. Now this is something I was planning before the season started. It was really for Game Week 4. But obviously João Pedro shocked us when he was benched against Wolves. We all thought he would start after that Luton game. Obviously got the goal there. Should have had more than one goal. But unfortunately, he's on the bench against Wolves, and obviously he had a card when he came on, which has really annoyed us all, I'm sure. Now I have a slight issue, which I only just realised as I was doing it. Last week I had to take out Reece James for Ben Chilwell because James is out injured. Ben Chilwell went up in 0.1 in price, so that means I'm 0.1 over in my limit. So I have to take a -4 hit now if I want to get Jackson in. I can't believe it. Or I pray that João Pedro goes up to 5.7 or Jackson goes down to 6.9. I'm having an absolute nightmare here, so I'm a bit on the fence what to do. Should I take a -4 hit for him as well? I mean, let's look at why I want Jackson in. Look at the next 3 fixtures alone. Luton at home, Forest at home, so 2 back-to-back home games. That's great, because Forest aren't great at home. Forest aren't great away. Luton are Luton, and then Game Week 5 they've got Bournemouth away. Oh, that's a great run of fixtures for Chelsea. He is getting higher and higher owned. I'm more worried that Jackson's going to go up 7.1 now, if anything. But I'm hoping, because obviously Chelsea lost against West Ham the other day, so I'm hoping that he goes down in price. I'm hoping that 16.6% of people that own him have gone stuff this 1 point in the last 2 games. That's not good enough. So you never know. He could go down in price. Fingers crossed there. But the issue is obviously João Pedro might go down in price as well if people start selling him. But for sure, Jackson's definitely. I want Chelsea players basically. Well, I've got one already, but I need another 2. I think for these few fixtures. Jackson, he's obviously the only striker really at Chelsea have as well. So he looks good as well. He's not scored yet, but he's definitely somebody I want in my team. So his next transfer here is pretty standard really. McAllister got a straight red against Bournemouth, so he's out for 3 games now. He's not back till Game Week 6. Still can't believe he got a straight red for that tackle. You never know, it could get rescinded, so this could be a pointless transfer tip here. But at the minute, he's currently banned until Game Week 6, so about 9% of you own him, just get rid of him. Now, the guy I'm recommending walked off on crutches the other day against Man United, so apparently it's nothing serious, it's just precaution. But if you remember, Reece James went off the other day. Apparently he was tired when he turns out he had a hamstring injury. So never believe what anybody says until you hear the team news. But yeah, James Maddison, why do you want James Maddison in your team? Come on. We've all been thinking about bringing Spurs players in from Game Week 3. You got Bournemouth away, Burnley away, and then Sheffield United at home. I mean, the next 2 games after that we'll ignore. But those 3 fixtures alone, James Maddison, fair, he's looked decent at Spurs. I mean, we all knew he's going to be decent. He's a great player. But those 3 fixtures alone, he got 2 assists in his first game. Alright, he didn't get one against Man United, but that was against Man United. For these next 3 fixtures alone, you want a Spurs attacker really. So if you're not going to get Maddison in, get in Richarlison, because they're about the same price. I think Richarlison's actually cheaper as well. I think he's only 7 million, so obviously 6 million to 7.6 is a big gap, 1.6 million. So if you've got a million in the bank, go for Richarlison, because those fixtures are too good to ignore. Obviously Richarlison's a striker as well, so that's also a benefit. But yeah, Maddison is a better player in my opinion, so that's why I got Maddison on here. But yeah, we don't know much about that injury yet. I'm sure we'll receive more news about it towards the end of the week. But for now, obviously Maddison's had a great start to the season, so he's definitely something I think you should really consider. But obviously hold off and wait till you hear about that injury. So this transfer then, so when you look at your defence right now, most people seem to have the same three at the minute in Saliba, Espina and Ben Chilwell. And then 13.9% of people still own John Stones, who's injured still. Apparently he's going to be out for game week 3 and 4, so that's Sheffield and Fulham. Probably two certainties in terms of clean sheets for Man City. So, I mean, I know I'm not recommending a Man City defender to go and swap with him, but if you want to go for a Man City defender, go for it. I've not got it just because pet roulette, you just don't know who's going to start. I mean, Ake's just got benched the other day against Newcastle. He could easily start again against Sheffield United. So it's a tough one, really, when it comes to Man City defenders, which ones to go for. I've decided to go for a complete differential here and gone for Tyreek Mitchell of Crystal Palace. Now, Crystal Palace did get a clean sheet in their first game. Can they get another one tonight against Arsenal? I don't know. I doubt it, let's face it. Let's hope he doesn't get injured as well or sent off, because this will make this one completely irrelevant. But I've got him in here anyway. Now, I don't think Crystal Palace is going to be the best at attacking, but I think defence-wise, I mean, you could go probably any other defenders for Crystal Palace, but I've gone for Tyreek Mitchell because I think he's the most attacking when it comes to defenders, so you might get the odd assist if you're lucky. Now, he's got Brentford away next game. Now, that is a tough fixture, to be fair, but then Wolves at home's nice. Aston Villa's a tough one, and then Fulham at home. So you'd bench him probably in game week 3 and 5, and then you'd probably start him in 4 and 6. He's literally just 4.5 million as well, so you'd save just under £1 million in your bank if you swap Stones for Mitchell. So that's pretty decent. He's not even 1% owned either. And let's say you do start him against Brentford, and somehow that ends 0-0, and then he's got Wolves after that. There's a good chance 3 out of these 4 fixtures here, he could get clean sheets. So yeah, for a guy that's not even 1% owned, so many people have the same players. You may as well try and get out of the template mode now. Go for your gamble early on, because you still got the wild card either way, and just take the gamble on something like Tyreek Mitchell. Right then, so my last transfer plan here is bringing in Mbeumo. Now this guy, you might be thinking, have you missed a training him already? He's got 3 goals in 2 games. Impressive. No, you haven't missed a training. He's got Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, Newcastle is tough, so I wouldn't try him on that one. And Everton in the next 4 fixtures. And even in past then, Brentford's fixtures are in their favour. So for sure, you have not missed a train at all on Mbeumo. If anything, I'd recommend you getting him early, because it looks like he might go back up in price again, maybe up to 6.7. He's 14.9% owned currently right now. He'll probably be 16% by the time this video goes out. His replacement, obviously, taking out Eze is my recommendation. Look, I like Eze. I think he can do good things, but right now, I mean, currently he's yet to play Arsenal. Do I think he's going to score against Arsenal or create anything really like an assist? No, I don't. Do I think he's going to do much against Brentford? I think that's going to be a tough game. It's funny though, isn't it? Because they're playing against each other. But yeah, don't think he's going to get much out of Brentford. Villa's going to be tough. Yeah, like I said before, with obviously Tyreek Mitchell, 4 and 6 look good for Crystal Palace. But comparing that with Mbeumo, who's on penalties as well, which we've clearly noticed, 2 penalties in 2 games. I mean, what's the chances there? Mbeumo for sure. You got time to get onto him now. Get on him now. There's no point sitting there waiting, thinking about it. Should I go for him? Because before you know it, this guy's going to be 7 million, and you'll be looking at having to take out a higher price midfielder. Because let's face it, so many of us have got a 6.5 million player in our team. 14% people own Eze. About 14% of you that has Eze, swap it for Mbeumo, because he is on fire right now. So this is my team lined up currently for game week 3. Now, obviously, goalkeeper one, it was an easy decision to make. I would rather have my goalkeeper play Wolves and Man City. So Pickford's going to start in goal for me. That's simple. Now, I saw some people suggest, because obviously Everton got battered 4-0 against Villa, that maybe take him out for Sanchez. It's a good idea, but Chelsea could easily tomorrow just go buy a new goalkeeper after losing 3-1. So For now, I'm keeping Pickford, so he's starting goal. Saliba for sure will start. Chilwell for sure will start. Those two are nice fixtures there. Now, Esty Bestie, I might take him out. I might swap him with Akanji. Obviously, Akanji will be in my team. Sheffield United away against or West Ham at home. West Ham just beat Chelsea 3-1. Antonio looks a pain. So yeah, I'm sure we'll be starting Akanji there. Will I start Henry though? I mean, he's got 9 points in 2 games. He's somebody I'm considering, but who am I taking out here? Now, my midfield is really strong. Now, the Manchester boys, it's their last game week to prove themselves. If they fail against Forest, I will be taking one of them out after. And then my Arsenal boys, we'll see how it happens tonight against Crystal Palace. Hopefully there's no injuries, and hopefully Odegaard, definitely Odegaard, smashes it. Everyone seems to have Saka. So Odegaard's got to smash it tonight, really. Matoma, I mean, it's a tough one that is, West Ham. I'm still unsure whether to start him, so if I was to drop him, I'd bring in Henry. Or I could make a transfer, you never know, could bring in Mbeumo. Somebody like that. Or Raheem Sterling, maybe, I don't know. And strikers, I mean, obviously Haaland captain, Sheffield, easy. Now, João Pedro, I want to get rid of him now. It's just a bit of a pain because obviously game week 1 he was great, but I want Jackson, but at the minute I can't afford him, so I'm praying to God that he goes up in price or he goes down in price. Something like that's going to give, because I don't want to take a -4 hit in game week 3 already. I might have to. We'll see how I'm feeling, but for now, there's just so many players I want to bring in. So I needed a Spurs player in for those fixtures. I need to bring some Chelsea players in for their fixtures. Those are the 2 teams that I'm focused on mostly. And then Mbeumo, if he continues that streak, his fixtures are too nice to ignore. Oh, it's a pain. It's a pain, honestly. But we'll see how we get on. Anyway, that is it now for this video. So I hope you like this video. Let me know what you think. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you all on my next one.